Hello, I am your host, Jenny Oceans. Welcome to Coming Home with Jenny Oceans. This is your authority podcast when it comes all things nervous system. Not for another trendy post or reel on socials. This is actual change for you to understand your nervous system, to understand why mindset alone doesn't work, why understanding that going into trauma release sessions will not change your life if you are not combining the science, the spirituality, the mindset, and the nervous system regulation. This is your podcast where you will learn and understand why your mind and your body is working in a certain way. This podcast is real, raw, and authentic with absolute authority when it comes to all things nervous system. Let's go change your life.
Habits, creatures of habits. How do we break old habits? And how do we create new habits? Is it really as hard as our Albert mind tells us to be? Or is it quite easy to create new habits and to break old habits? This episode, we're going to talk all about habits and how we are creatures of habit, and how to break old habits and create new habits are actually pretty freaking simple. Let's go. Another beautiful episode. I'm so excited and happy to have you here. This is going to be a nice, short, and sweet episode for you to understand how new habits are created and old ones are broken down, how we create new neural pathways, and how we are, as human beings, we are creatures of habit. Everything is in cycles, loops, patterns, and we just create habits so incredibly easy. For example, you're driving your kids to sport on a Wednesday. Every Wednesday you drive to sport. This one particular Wednesday, you stop at your favorite takeaway juice place. You really feel like a juice, so you go and have a juice. The next week, it's been 7 days, your brain automatically is going to tell you, oh, it'd be really good for you to have a smoothie right now or juice. You're going past it anyway. You did it last week, so you can do it this week too. And Albert is going to continue telling you to go and get that smoothie, go and get that juice. And before you even know it, because you did it once, it is now continuing to happening, right? You see what I mean? It is so easy to create a habit, yet people are so stuck in their old habits and think that it's really hard to break the old habits. It's actually not hard to break an old habit. So the reason why I'm really sitting with this at the moment is for two different reasons. Number one, my life circumstances changed severely this week. Starting this week, my days are looking very, very different. I've basically lost 7 hours a day. We do what we got to do, right? And I could easily listen to my mind, to Albert, that's trying to keep me safe, and go, I don't have time. But instead, I decided to add in 2 extra things every single morning, and have a few reasons, and I will explain why. So Monday was my first day in my new reality. So I woke up extra early. I don't like to wake up from my alarm. I really don't enjoy it. It's going to take me a little while to come into a routine of waking up earlier than I have been doing for years. So I put my alarm on, then I go back to sleep. I don't go back to sleep. I go back to bed so that I can do my morning bed routine, which is gratitude for myself, telling myself how much I love myself, visualize my day ahead, how I want to feel, what I want the day to be like, and just really fill myself up with a high frequency and just really love on myself, to be honest. And then I get out of bed. Then it's like the alarm woke me up, but then I went back to bed to actually create this beautiful way of waking up. And then I get dressed straight away because I don't want my mind to give me too many reasons why I shouldn't go on a walk. I've been saying for a very long time I need to exercise more, and I've had a million reasons why not to and excuses. Anyway, I made this my opportunity to create a new habit. So I get up in the dark and I put some warm, snuggly clothes on and I go straight out the gate and go for a walk. Now, the walk that I go is very short. It's a 20-minute walk. And my mind was like, Jenny, it's not worth it. It's not long enough. It's not going to do anything for you. And I was like, stuff you, I'm going for a walk because I know how easy it is to create a new habit. So I've been going for my walk in the morning, so it's nice and chilly. It activates me. I go for my walk. I get some fresh air. I listen to the birds. I get a little bit frightened, which is an even more activation because it is dark and there's people camping here and there. And, it's a little bit frightening. I go for my quick walk and go back. Even though Albert told me the walk isn't long enough, it's not even worth it, why bother? I come home and then I want to jump into the ice bath. Why? Because again, I want to activate my nervous system. Otherwise, I will get really freaking depressed of what I'm going to spend my rest of my day doing. So I want to activate my nervous system. I want to wake up. So I go in the cold plunge. Now, again, Albert is trying to keep me safe. So he goes, oh, if you're not going to go all in, Jenny, it's not worth it. So I jump in. And the first day I jumped in to my knees and I got back out. And then I got back in and I sat down. But I didn't slide under. The water didn't get over my shoulders and it didn't get up to the top of my neck. Now, very naturally, my mind is going to tell me it's not worth it. Why even bother? Don't worry about it. I go against that and I still do it. I got up, I do my morning activation, I do some breath work, and I do some organ activation with my hand movements. And that's it. That's done. I've activated my body. I've activated my nervous system. I've gone against my mind. I've gone against Albert telling me it's not worth it. But the truth is that going for a 20-minute walk is better than nothing. Jumping in a cold plunge that is 10 degrees is better than not doing it at all. Jumping in a cold plunge and sitting up to my chest is better than not going in at all. So all of these things are better than not at all, but my mind is going to tell me that is not good enough because that's what my mind is here to do. Albert is here to keep me safe. And safe for Albert is what I've always been doing. So what I'm doing here, the process that I'm doing is creating a new neural pathway. Now, I have way less time. I've added 2 morning activities and I still drink my cacao. I still sit outside and listen to the birds. I still journal. I still read. I still pull a card, an oracle card if I feel called to. I still sit with myself and I put a little bit of time into my business. Now, here's the thing that I still need to work on. My business still need my presence, my energy, and the time and energy that it deserves. So I'm working on that new neural pathway because my brain is telling me that I can't do all of it. I can and I will, but again, I'm creating new neural pathways. Understanding how your mind works, understanding how your body works, understanding how your nervous system works is what's going to help and support you in creating the reality that you desire to live in. It doesn't mean you have a fairy wand. I mean, I have one. My daughter made me one the other day. But it means that you are understanding and you're not just having it in the mind, but you're actually implementing it and embodying it. And that's how we create change, right? And this is all I will teach you about on the 30th of May. If you haven't got your ticket already to my full day experience, 9 hours of understanding mindset, understanding nervous system, understanding breathwork, meditation, understanding all of the things, but also embody them and taking part in the practices, a full 1 hour breathwork practice, a full meditation practice, a full cacao ceremony, to actually understand what happens when you're implementing the knowledge as well as the embodiment. And that's what I'll be teaching you at the full experience on the 30th of May on the Gold Coast Hinterland. The tickets are only $55 for 9 hours experience. Jump on jennyoceans.com. I'll put in show notes below. Actually, pause now and jump onto jennyoceans.com. Go on to it's actually on the front page, super easy for you. And get your tickets for that now if you're located in and around the Gold Coast area, northern New South Wales, and even Brisbane. It is definitely worth traveling for. I had a few people coming down from Sunshine Coast last time. It is absolutely incredible. Mindset without body and embodiment and understanding the physical things to combine with the mindset is going to create no change. You need to intertwine, you need to combine the both to create actual sustainable change. That's why so many people, they read the books, they go to the mindset event and all the things, but they don't actually learn how to use the practical practices to embody them to create a change. Coming back to me changing my neural pathways. So I like to explain neural pathways as you have this really tall grass. You are surrounded, visualize that you are surrounded by really tall, high grass, all the way up to your waist, for example. Now, your neural pathway, you're always going to follow the path of least resistance. This is what everything in life, you're always going to follow the path of least resistance. And what does that actually mean? It means that you're surrounded by this tall grass, but there is a path that's already been walked. That's your path of least resistance. You've already flattened the grass. You've walked that path so many times. When you are creating a new habit, it's like you have that path that's been flattened, the one you've always walked before, and then you have really tall grass that doesn't have any path at all. And then you need to create a new pathway, which is going to feel a little bit challenging, which means that Albert, your mind, is going to tell you, now that's too hard. Just take the path that's already been walked. You know how to do that with closed eyes. That's easy. Creating new neural pathway is going to feel challenging. Like I said, going for the walk, that's only 20 minutes. It's not worth it. It's dark outside. It's cold. Just go back to bed. You could do something else. The cold plunge, it's not worth it. It's not cold enough. You're not going all the way in, right? That's what happens when we create new neural pathway. Albert's going to tell you to go the easy way, the path of least resistance. So we start stomping on the grass. And the thing is, when you're understanding how your mind works, when you're understanding how your nervous system works, it gets easier to create the new reality. So you can either choose to go on the path of least resistance, which is the same path you walked all your life. This is why you feel stuck. You feel like you're stuck in a hamster wheel. You feel like life is Groundhog Day. You don't know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're one of these people that are just waiting for retirement. You're one of these people that think that nothing is possible. And you're basically just getting through life. You're basically just surviving and definitely not thriving. You are surviving life. You're getting through motherhood. You're accepting the relationship that isn't amazing. You're just doing what you've been doing all the fucking time, even though you know that's not what you actually desire, because you're following the path of least resistance, because that's easy, right? That's easy. I've also noticed only over these 2 days, I have been scrolling my phone for online shopping. I don't do online shopping, but my mind's like, ooh, maybe I need to buy that. Ooh, maybe I need to buy that. And I was like, holy shit, this is how most people in the world are living their life. They spend all day doing something they don't really enjoy doing. And then they want to reward themselves with some online shopping, reward themselves with a holiday, reward themselves with a bottle of wine. And I'm like, holy shit, this is terrifying. So I got a little bit of a side tangent there, but that's what happens. So when you're understanding that you can actually take control of your mind and your nervous system, and you can create new neural pathway however much you want. When you start to understand this and you start to take control of your neural pathway creation, that's when you're getting closer to living your dream life. Most people think that they have to work their ass off. They get to Friday, they get to celebrate, they have one holiday a year they look forward to do the same thing they've always done, because that's what everyone is doing. That's what you should be doing. And then you're going to retire, and then you're going to go travel around Australia, for example, in a caravan, right? This is how most people think, because that's how we've been programmed to think. And that's the neural pathway. That's the pathway of least resistance. And these people haven't learned that they can create new neural pathway at any given point in time. Now, we can read the books, the self-help books, listen to the self-help podcast and all of the things, and understanding the mind. Yeah, I need to think differently. I need to meditate. I need to have gratitude. I need to have affirmations. Yeah, that's all well and good. Like, that's amazing. Do not underestimate it. But if you are not changing your nervous system with that path, if you're not combining nervous system regulation with the mindset, nothing is going to change, because your nervous system is going to be in a state of survival, and your mind is going to be like, I love my life. My life is amazing. Every day I wake up and I feel incredible. Whilst your nervous system is like, oh my God, fucking hell, I'm just like surviving here. I can't do this anymore. I don't know what to do. I just want to lose my banana. I'm having a nervous breakdown. You see what I'm getting at? This is why when I, for example, is in a cafe and I'm serving people and they're like, how are you? It's like, oh my God, I'm amazing. They look at me like I'm a fruitcake and they go, what do you mean you're amazing? It's Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah. And I woke up this morning and I had breakfast. I had fresh water. I had clean clothes to put on me. I have a job to go to so I can get money and I get to talk to you. They just look at me and I was like, imagine if you never got to speak to your children again. Pretty fucking sad, I reckon. You know? It's the whole thing of just understanding. So if you are still listening and you're like, she sounds a little bit crazy, but also I really want to understand how to live my dream life. And also you might be going, why the hell have you been going back to work if you know how to create your dream life? Because the thing is, I still wake up loving my life. I'm not hating the job I'm going to. Do I wish that I didn't have to so I can focus fully in my business? Absolutely. My business is to be of service. I'm creating life changes. I'm changing people's lives every single day in my business, every single day. I know that I'm leaving a legacy behind that will be going for thousands of years, which is why I'm doing it. Do I want to make millions of dollars from it? Absolutely. Am I doing that right now? Absolutely not. So, also, to be able to get that dream home that I really want, that I've been visualizing for about 5 years now, I need to make some other changes, which means I'm going back to work for a little while. How long? Wouldn't have a clue. If it feels too much and I really can't deal with it and I feel like it's poisoning me, I will leave, as I've done before. Side tangent again, but I want you to understand that understanding your nervous system, understanding your mind, doesn't mean you have a magic wand and you'll go, poof, everything will change tomorrow. It doesn't mean that. People often laugh and they go, well, why are you doing this then? And why are you doing that? They don't get it. It's a matter of how you feel inside. It's an internal state. Living your dream life is not about physical, tangible, external things. It's about how you feel internally. And people that don't understand this, they don't get it because for them, it's all about the money in the bank account, the house they live in, the car they're driving, the clothes they're wearing, what holidays they go to, because they are so unattached from their emotions and they're so unattached from their internal state. Now, my internal state for probably the past 3 years, I internally feel as if I'm living my absolute dream life. No word of a lie. When I sit at the front of my house with my beautiful cup of ceremonial cacao, I listen to the kookaburras and I feel the fresh air and I just sit there with myself in the most divine peace. I feel like the wealthiest person in the world. My daughter sleeps inside. I know she's healthy. I know she's happy. And I feel like the wealthiest person in this world. Now, that's an internal state. And the people that don't get it is going to shake their head and say, that's fucking bullshit. That's fairy tale. That's not real. But the truth is that it is real. I have lived very many different ways of lives over the past 20 years. I've had many different lives, and I thought about it on my walk this morning. I have lived in buses, in cars, in garages, in sheds, in warehouses, in boats. I have also lived in very luxury, in one of the most luxurious areas, used to be in the Gold Coast about 15 years ago, in a waterfront property, 3-level, fully furnished in really exclusive furniture. I've lived in many different ways of life. And the thing is that what I've really learned is that the feeling of feeling like that internal wealth and satisfaction really comes from the inside. And when you master that on the inside, doesn't matter what your external reality looks like, you still have that internally. Now, I've been very privileged for whatever reason that I've, in one way or another, always known this. Many years ago, when life was very rough, I would still go to work in my cafe and I would be so incredibly happy. It wasn't fake, it wasn't external. I was truly, really happy, and people never understood it. And some way, I've always had this deep connection internally of feeling real joy and happiness no matter what's going on in my external life. And the more I understand my nervous system, the more I understand true mindset and neural pathways and all of the incredible things that happens inside of us, the more potent and powerful it's become for me on how to really create a life you want to live. And I can talk about this forever. And this is why the full experience moved from 6 hours to 9 hours, because I have so much to share with you. I have so much to teach you. And the biggest thing is that it's actually not hard. It's really freaking easy. The hard part is for you to open your mind and to allow for yourself to receive the knowledge and allow for your body to receive the experience that comes so you can feel in a different way. Most people are so blocked off. They just have their blinkers on and they just believe whatever's been told to them for years and years and years and years. And they just really believe that that's the way of living life. So when you allow for yourself to open your mind, to listen with open ears, to actually listen with an open mind and to receive the information, and then allow for your nervous system to be regulated enough so that the information you have received can be integrated into your physical body, and then you get physical proof of what your mind has just received. And that's when you're starting to realize that you are the master, you are the creator of your own reality. All right, everyone, have the most fantastic day. I love having you here. If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe, please like, please leave a 5-star review, please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Share with your friends and family, because the more people that reach this, the more people will be able to live the life that they truly desire to live and not the one they've been forced into live. Okay? It can be really freaking easy to change the way you live your life. Creating new neural pathways and regulating your nervous system is not hard. It's actually really easy when you get to learn from someone that understands it fully, deeply, and completely and live with integrity. I would love to have you there on the 30th of May. There are still a few tickets left. JennyOceans.com. Get your ticket there. You got any questions, connect at JennyOceans.com. I'm sending you lots of love and light. And remember, Albert is always going to choose the path of least resistance. So it's up to you to create new neural pathways that will become the new path of least resistance. Have a beautiful day. Ciao.